Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Raft series. Today we pick up the action here at the desert island where we encountered the trader from the previous episode. Today's episode, fairly quick one, about 17 minutes or so. We're just going to do a little bit of an experiment, a bit of tidy up, adjustment, all that sort of stuff on the raft. And we've got some reefs to clear around the island before we depart. So I suggest you find yourself some comfy swim attire and we'll get on with it. Now, in the previous episode, we got our first piece of titanium ore. We smelted it, we researched it, and that's why we now have the battery charger and the engine controls blueprints available. We had a quick glance at those before we got underway. Well, not underway, but, got on with the show, so to speak. And we found that, we're going to need a bit of titanium before we're even able to make one of those things. So we got a bit of work ahead of us. Now, as promised in the previous episode, I'm doing a little experiment here. I'm using what's left of the metal fishing rod that we used with bait in the previous episode, and that got us all the fish and all the rep. Well, we're using that rod up, and we're going to use another full rod. All of this session is, massively sped up, but all of it is without any bait. And this is just a little science experiment just to see if we were able to jag any of the reputation fish. I was reasonably sure that it wasn't possible to catch it without the bait, and we're about to find out that that is in fact the case. But stick with it for a bit. We're going to mow through all of the fishing rod. We've got quite a bit of fishing rod left. We're going to burn through that. We're going to take a little break here because I got sick of the clucking noises and then they stopped, which is usually a sign that there's a lot of eggs. Or there's a lack of feed, or, little from column A, little from column B. So I thought I'll take a 5-second breather here. I'll come up and grab all the eggs, clip the fleece off the back of the llama looking thing, and then we're back at it. So fast forward once again, and we're going to essentially fill up our bag with fish. But it's not wasted. We were very low on fish anyway, and this is just a bit of a top-up exercise that needed to happen, except I'm deciding to do it under the guise of science. Alright, and there we go. That's our 2 rods used up completely, and this is the grand total of our haul. Obviously we didn't catch the egg or the wool with our fishing rod, just ignore those. But we ended up with a scrap mechanic duck, we got 3 shoes, and all of those other fish. Now, with the extra fish I've caught, our combination kind of raw food chest by itself is just not really enough. So I was wondering, what do I do with this chest? And then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to hang it up high on the wall above the cooking bench. And we're going to put the fish in one, and we'll leave the other stuff in the other one. So that gives us a bit of room, lets us do some bulk, fishing if we need to and have somewhere to put it. And it gives us a bit more room to gather the other stuff as well. So we've got all the stuff out of the sea in one chest, and then all of the, raw meat and other bits and pieces in the other chest. So we should be good for now. And that scrap mechanic duck's supposed to have a low drop rate, but I mean, I fished a fair bit, but I wouldn't have expected to get 2 already with the drop rate that there is. But anyway, we got 2. Now, the other thing we've got is a reef that we need to clear. In fact, there might even be more than one reef around this particular island. It's got a bit of substance to it. But of course, we have our usual ritual here of having to deal with Bruce before he will let us have our way with the reef. Unfortunately, I wasn't having a very good day with timing my stabs with the old spear. So Bruce was kind of having his way with me a bit, not the other way around. But it's all right. We went upstairs. We used a bit of the healing salve to get our health back up again, and now we're sort of starting to get our act together, and we're starting to inflict more damage on Bruce than what Bruce is doing to us. So that's the way we like it, and well, until that go anyway. Yeah, that's the way we like it. We'll be done with Bruce here in a moment. It was a fresh Bruce. There wasn't any previous damage on him, so it took a little while to wear him down, but we're done. So now we're going to equip the air tank because the reefs here are actually quite deep, and I didn't want to waste a lot of time going up and down for breath. So that's why we're using a oxygen tank or an air tank. The apologies, I do have a habit of starting these underwater adventures at night or finishing at night or a combination thereof. I've done what I can to lighten this up. Hopefully it's clear enough. It's the settings have worked fairly well previously, so fingers crossed they're good this time as well. And yeah, we've just got a bit of relaxed pillaging of a reef. Now, it's funny, I thought I was going to get a free run at the reef once I got rid of Bruce, but here we are. Lo and behold, a little pufferfish here to greet us halfway around the island. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a bonus that I wasn't expecting given the size of the previous reef, and there was no pufferfish there. So, yeah, little inconsistent, but that's okay. We'll take any of the pufferfish that tend to show up and get in our way. It's funny, at the time I didn't think there was that much metal on this reef, but on review of the footage I've realised I actually didn't do that badly at all. I wouldn't say it's particularly a generous amount of metal on this reef or on this island, but oh yeah, there's enough for you to be worth your effort. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to having cleared all of the reef or reefs around this island. We're just doing a check of this one, and then we'll move on. And then we'll see what our next little project is going to be. Alright, so our next little project is me finally admitting that the width of this raft is really not quite enough. So we're going to widen it by 3 blocks. I was going to go a little bit more, but then I realised I actually didn't have enough wood to go more than 3. So we're just going to put our 3 blocks out. We're going to fortify them so Bruce, doesn't go and chew on our raft for a snack again. We're not in a hurry to return to those days. We're now got to make a few collection nets, and this is where the remainder of our wood essentially ended up going. In fact, we're going to have to run upstairs here and pillage the trees that we have in the ground for the remaining wood to get the last of those collection nets hooked up. But It doesn't seem like an extra 3 blocks would make that much difference, but, well, 3 on each side, so 6 blocks of additional width, but it's quite a bit, and I'll get a better idea of what that looks like in future episodes when we're back on the drift again. But the issue at the moment is when we are drifting, we're just not getting proportionally enough wood. So, but look, that's all an issue for another episode. Speaking of episodes, we've reached the end of this one. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to consider subscribing. Until next time, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you have yourself an absolutely fantastic day.